Welcome back to today's video. I am here to do another monthly TBR video. It's crazy that we are into the month of May already. For any of you who are new here, I like to do blind TBR. If you would like to see a TBR video where I don't have these wrapped, just let me know. I can do that for you as well. I'm pretty easygoing. For the month of May, I think I'm going to choose 5 books just because I am finishing up my last semester of nursing school for the year. I don't know if I mentioned that in another video, but yeah, I'm back to school at 37 years old, finishing my nursing degree. So I'm really excited about that, but it does take a lot of my time, and so I've been finding over the last couple months it's been hard to get all of my reads in. So I think this month I'm going to choose 5, and then during the summer I'll be able to up that number, but for now it's just what's going to work. Plus I have clinicals coming up soon, so yeah, I think 5 is a really good number. So before we choose the books for today's video, I have to chat with you for a minute. On here I have 57 books. Last month I had how many books to choose from? I can't remember. I decided to wrap up most of my physical books that I have not read yet and put them on this TBR. If you would like to see all of the books that I haven't read yet that are on my physical TBR, I'm going to be putting a video very shortly, so stay tuned for that. And some of the books that I haven't included in here are, say, for example, in a series, the book after the one I'm wanting to read. So that's why I don't have all of those books on this TBR, because that just would be nonsensical, right? So this cart, I'm sorry you can't see my whole cart. I do need to buy a wide-angled lens for my camera, but I just haven't done that yet. Hopefully in the next little while. But this cart is double-sided on the 3 rows. I do have some pretty spring wrapping paper, and I also have some leftover wrapping paper from Christmas. I ran out of wrapping paper and thought, oh well, it's just fun, it doesn't matter. I didn't really want to go out and buy new wrapping paper when I had some here. All right, with all that being said, let's just jump right into it and find out what we're going to be reading this month. So book number 1. Please let me know in the comment section what books you're planning to read this month. I would really love to know. It's kind of nice to build that relationship with you guys so that we can both recommend books to one another. Okay, and this time I did write out the numbers a lot bigger so that you guys can see. Oh, number 1. That is so easy. There we go. I'm gonna have to do this every month because it's kind of frustrating for the viewer when you can't see the number. Number 1. It's a chunky book. That's great. I'm gonna see if I can unwrap it so that you guys see it first. Yeah. Put it down there. I forgot a bag again this time to put my wrapping paper in. Oh, okay, The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington. I have heard he's an incredible author, and I haven't read anything from him yet. This is the first book in a 3-book series, and it's high stakes fantasy. I'm not sure if there's like romantasy in this or not, but from what I know and from what I've heard from Ian Goobly on his channel, this is high stakes. So if you're into this, it's probably a book that will be good for you. I'm going to read the synopsis so you can have an idea of what it's about. As destiny calls, a journey begins. It has been 20 years since the godlike augurs were overthrown and killed. Those who once served them, the gifted, were spared only after accepting the rebellion's 4 tenets, which vastly limited their powers. Davian suffers the consequences of a war lost before he was even born. When he discovers that he wields the forbidden power of the augurs, he sets into motion a chain of events that will change everything. To the west, a young man whose fate is intertwined with Davian's wakes up in a forest, covered in blood and with no memory of who he is. And in the far north, an ancient enemy begins to stir. So I imagine this book is going to have a ton of world building, just introducing you to the story, and yeah, it sounds really good. I can't wait to read this because I've heard so many good things about it. Anyway, book number 1. Book number 2. Sorry if you can hear cars driving. I have my windows open. The weather is so beautiful here today, and I just wanted that fresh air. Oh, I got 2 stuck together. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. Book number 15. Go. Okay, 15. Oh, this is a thin book. Let's see that. Oh, okay. Don't want to rip the writing off of there. Picking Daisies on Sunday. This book was popular a while back, and now I'm seeing it to circulate around on YouTube. I don't know too much about this book other than people say it's a beautiful read, and it's more of a closed-door romance, so that's really nice. Daniela Daisy Maria wanted love. Oh, that's such a pretty name. Okay. It's all she hoped for when watching endless rom-coms every Friday night. What she hadn't hoped for was to find it in her childhood best friend, Levi. It was the hand-trembling, heart-thumping kind of love that wasn't supposed to happen when you saw your best friend. But it all ended when he didn't feel the same way and she vowed to never see him again. 4 years later, and one night in a crowded bar in the West Village, there he was, just as perfect as ever. Maybe it was the lighting or the way his hair curled above his brow, but she couldn't say no when he asked her to be his fake girlfriend for his sister's wedding. Another chance at being his friend and mending her immature mistake? How was she supposed to say no? The weight of possible rejections from her dream grad school quickly became the least of her problems. With old, resurfacing feelings at every staged romantic interaction and stolen glance, she struggles to find confidence. She couldn't help but think that maybe she should have said no to protect her heart for a second time. Oh, I hope it doesn't end in a bad way. But it sounds really good. Okay, book number 3. Okay, book number 7. All right. Number 7. Okay, Between Sisters by Kristen Hanna. I have read a couple of her books and have loved every one of them. Oh, I should say I've loved each one of them. Kristen Hanna is a really thought-provoking author. Her writing is very deep. It makes you have different feelings, and I just love the way that she writes her books. Her prose is beautiful. If you haven't read a book by her, I highly recommend. The very first book I read of hers was The Great Alone, and it had me crying. It was just so emotional. That story just hit me so hard. I loved every minute of reading that book. I also finished The Women. It was on my TBR last month, I believe. Also stay tuned for a review of all the books I've read for the past couple of months. That is coming out soon as well. But I'm going to read the synopsis for you so that you can, again, have an idea of what it's about. No one knows you like your sister. She can make you laugh or break your heart with a single word. And no one writes novels like Kristen Hanna, the best-selling author of The Nightingale and Firefly Lane. Both I have not read. Here she vividly explores the intricate bonds of sisterhood and family, and as Tammy Hogue said, touches the deepest, most tender corners of our heart. In this rich and captivating novel, beloved by readers around the world, Kristen has created an indelible portrait of two women, Megan Dantas and Claire Kavanagh, once lost to each other, about to come together in a time of both joy and sadness. Sisters by blood, strangers by choice, each stands at a crossroads, afraid to confront the betrayals and heartbreaks of the past. They will be reunited at last, drawn by tragedy into the darkest of times, and must figure out how to face their deepest fears together or lose everything. And that sounds so good. Book number 4. Okay, number 16. These are like all lower numbers. That's funny. Okay, 16. Okay. Us Against You by Frederick Bachman. I read the first book in this 3-book series, oh my goodness, it's 2025, back in January 2024. The first book is called Beartown, I should say that. I gave it a 3.5 star just because I found it hard to get through. There were so many characters in the book, and I just kept thinking to myself, I just want to know more about the story, but I understand that you have to get to know these characters, and there's a lot of character growth in the first book, but for me, it was a 3.5 star read. I'm hoping that this is better, and I'm sure it will be, because the ending of the first book really had me emotional. So I don't think I'm going to read the synopsis of this just because I don't want to spoil it where I have read the first book. So I sincerely apologize, but I just don't want to ruin the reading experience. Yeah, Frederick Bachman's writing is very good. He is a great author. I didn't have any issues with his writing in the first book. It was just, again, learning about so many characters. But yeah, great. Okay, book number 5. Book number 18. Oh, another small book. You see that? Okay. I have no idea what this is. Lost some tape there. This Used to Be Us by Renee Carlino. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I think this is a romance book. I haven't read anything from this author. I love trying out new authors because sometimes, you know, all the popular books that are on YouTube and Instagram are great, but it's kind of nice to go away from that and just see what else you can find. I really like the cover of this book, so that's what drew me in. Let's read the synopsis to see what it's about. After 22 years together, Danielle and Alex are getting a divorce. Once fiercely in love, they now can barely stand the sound of each other's voice. Instead of shuttling the kids between 2 broken homes, Danny and Alex decide to share a nesting apartment while swapping days with their 2 teenage boys at the family home. In the apartment, Danny and Alex, on their own, begin to reflect on the last 2 decades, why they fell in love and why the marriage fell spectacularly apart. With the newfound space and time, they are given a chance to rediscover their autonomous selves again. They both get back in the dating pool. Danny finds major success at work as a showrunner on her own TV project, while Alex faces the challenges of a new relationship. Still, they can't stay away from each other, and somehow the distance allows them to remember, for the first time in years, why they fell in love. When a family crisis draws them back together, Danny and Alex are once again put to the test, leading to a dramatic conclusion that will have readers weeping. Another emotional book, guys. I'm going to be crying my eyes out all month. Oh man, this is crazy. Okay, let me just think for a minute, okay? I'm wondering if I should still add one more just to have the option to choose. You guys, I think I'm going to choose a 6th book just because I might need a palate cleanser in between all these emotional reads. I don't want to feel like I'm in the depths of despair this month. I just can't do that. Let's do one more. I think I need to. Sorry. Book number 6. There it is. I hope you can see that. Number 43. Oh, please don't let this be a sad one. Oh my goodness. I don't know what this is. Oh no, the tape took some of the words off. Oh no. Okay. Promise Me Sunshine. Okay, so this is a book I was supposed to read back in March, I believe. I don't think it was on my TBR, but it was a new release that was coming out, and I think this is emotional, you guys. Oh my word. Okay, well, I can't choose a 7th because that's just, I'm not going to read 7 books this month. There's no possible way, so I'm going to have to stick with this. But this is good. I'm not upset about getting this. It's just funny. Okay. Oh, okay. It's fine. I'm going to read the synopsis and hopefully I can figure out the words that have been torn off by the tape. Oh, that makes me sad. Okay. Lenny is a bit of a mess. Ever since cancer stole away her best friend, she has been completely lost. She's avoiding her concerned parents, the apartment she shared with her best friend, and the laminated live again list of things she's promised to do to survive her grief. But maybe if she acts like she has it all together, no one will notice she's falling apart. The only gigs she can handle right now are temporary babysitting jobs, and she just landed a great one, helping overworked single mom Reese and her precocious daughter Ainsley. The only catch, Ainsley's uncle Miles always seems to be around and is kind of a walking version of the grumpy cat meme. Worse, he seems to be able to see right through her. Surprisingly, Miles knows a lot about grief, and he offers Lenny a proposition. He'll help her complete everything on her Live Again list if she'll help him connect with Ainsley and overcome his complicated relationship with Reese. Lenny doubts that anything can fill the void her best friend has left behind, but between late-night ferry rides, midnight ramen, and a well-placed shoulder whenever she needs it, Miles just won't stop showing up for her. Turns out, sometimes your life has to end to find your new beginning. Okay. That makes me want to cry reading that. This sounds really beautiful. I'm so glad that I picked this one. Okay, just a quick recap of all the books I will be reading during the month of May. The Shadow of What Was Lost, Picking Daisies on Sundays, Between Sisters, Us Against You, This Used to Be Us, and Promise Me Sunshine. All right, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching today's video. I appreciate it so much. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you here, and stay tuned for a couple new videos coming up very shortly. All right, guys, until next time, take care. Bye.
You didn't